Yeah, we only kill black people, right?
How we gonna do it? The hard way. How we gonna do it? The hard way. How we gonna do it? The hard way.
Abanki Palami, Igbi, Atak, Intikba, Atak Shanspo, Maliki Okla, Okcha, Abahanta, Chatayakni, Anli, Yukpali, Ishkifa Nishkin, Oglush Enla, Abenili, Chata Atak Ishkafushi. Almighty Creator, ancestors, our American people, awake. This is divine, sacred Chata land. Be faithful, be exalted. Foreign nations, colonists. You are in the eye of the tomahawk. We the people have been.
Yo, what's up with this shit?
We the people have been poisoned. Have you or anyone you know experienced hair loss, balding, bleeding issues, cancers, diabetes, and related health problems? These conditions and many others are the result of rat poisoning. In the early 1900s, eugenicists created a rat poison chemical which has intentionally been placed into personal care cosmetic product formulas, especially products labeled as natural. This chemical was designed to destroy your body on a cellular level through your blood. Common and popular brands contain this toxic rat poison chemical formula. Since at least the 1950s, millions of people have been suffering due to the damage caused by this chemical. Within each generation, the harm increases as this chemical crosses the placenta, compromising the natural development of babies. This book reveals not only the origins of this chemical, the harm to natural and reproductive health, but also the people responsible and the billions of dollars they profit each year. Visit stopthegenocide.us for more information.
Yo, good day. Much appreciate y'all American people. So it's been a minute. You know, YouTube they said they gave me 7 days or whatever. 7 days ended up turning into something like 5-6 months or something. I can't remember the last time I was live and all of that, but it's all good. Check it. So much, you already know, has been going on and is still going on, right? Still active, right? Let's go jump right into it, man, because, you know, I'm really not about to do a whole history session. You know what I mean? I would like to provide a little context for this discussion in regards to the theft of our American legacy. You know what I'm saying? I would like to provide some context on this subject matter here because it's very true. It's very real. You know what I'm saying? It's very true. It's very real. We're dealing with active theft. All right, like our American legacy is being stolen before our very eyes, and it's so unfortunate that we have people within our communities. I'm talking about throughout our American nation's territories, right? That know better, that have the resources, influence the relationships, business-wise, political-wise, etc. And I know this for fact because I have clients, most of which are older than me, right? Anyway, oh man, I'm speaking to a client who's introducing me to one of his colleagues, right? I'm not saying no names. This is not the time nor the place, of course not, right? But yo, check it. The guy telling me how history is irrelevant. And mind you, this dude like 80 years old. Talk about history is irrelevant. How's history not relevant? Like, these are the questions, and like, this is how I engage individuals like this and groups like this, right? Where it's like, how is history not relevant when we're dealing with issues that are unresolved from upwards of 500 plus years ago, such as the Inca Terror, leading into a series of events that has happened against our American people, right? How is it that the past historical events, historical figures, that had board of directors and board of trustees and etc., right? All these political figures from then, all right? Not our people, but the foreigners, right? How is it that they're not relevant? They're descendants because they have it in their legal language, in their legal documents, right? Like trust agreements and charters and constitutions and bylaws, etc., right? How is it? I simply ask this simple question here. How is it that history and past events is not important today? I'm not about to get into history lessons today. I'm not doing that today. What I'm doing today is emphasizing, introducing, if you will, current events. See, the foreigners, criminals with a background in forgery and theft and robbery and, murder and all types of crazy things, deviancy and deprived conduct, etc., that got them exiled from their countries of origins centuries ago. Well, guess what? They're still practicing those same activities right now today in 2023 as we approach 2024. This is the truth. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing for nobody. That's not my place to sugarcoat. If I want some sugar to be coated on something, you know what I mean? It's going to be some organic sugar from an organic service provider, and it's going to be American sugar at that. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't need nothing to be sugar-coated. I ain't going to do it for nobody that's, present on my quote-unquote channel. You know what I'm saying? Because, I can't even dictate the terms to YouTube at this. Like, I don't have the time to be getting that YouTube legally and all of that for the crazy, abuses against, me being censored and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's what it is. Colonization. What is colonization? How come we don't have people that are so wise and so sophisticated and intelligent within the quote-unquote Black or quote-unquote indigenous community? They're not even speaking on the subject matter of colonization as we've presently seen right here within 2023 and years prior. Huh? You see it on the screen right now. I can run the same Google search right here. Colonization, right? Colonization. They say this is coming from Oxford. It says definition from Oxford Languages, okay? The action or process of settling among and establishing control over the indigenous people of an area. That's a very simple definition right there, right? Very simple definition right there. However, let's get into how elaborate this goes into, right? Let's get to the elaboracy, like how sophisticated colonization can get, right? While we're also considering the types of colonists, right? So let's now look at usurpation. All right, so we're just gonna take the quick one right here. So how to describe all of this over the years. Okay, so usurpation, quick definition, an act of usurping, wrongful or illegal encroachment, infringement, or seizure. A legal seizure, occupation of a throne. Okay, so Much appreciation, our American people. But question for our American people: have you experienced usurpation of your natural authority within your lifetime? Have you? I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm asking what I'm asking. You understand? I'm doubling back to the chat real quick. Yo, Naga Charlie, how you doing? Appreciate your presence. You already know. Suzanne Thompson, how you doing? Appreciate you as well. What do you think about what do you think about colonization? All right, foreign criminal exiles. I've shown this in past presentations over the years, right? So many people want to omit this subject matter from discussion, right? Like they don't want to talk about the Morisco Marano exiles coming out of Europe between the 15th to 20th centuries, even present right now in 21st centuries, right? They don't want to talk about those Negropeans. Like, new show came out recently called Bass Reeves Lawmen or something like that, right? That is a whole Nigerian playing the role of an American. And you mean to tell me, look, people don't want to have a conversation about how we have a whole African colonist playing the role of American? This is another one. Like, honestly, I'm tired of talking about it. But these are real world issues, and our youth need to know what's up. They need to know what's going on, because this has been going on generation after generation, and our youth was targeted. The current youth is being targeted. Their youth, when they procreate, they will be targeted, and that goes into the next element of this subject matter of colonization, usurpation. Now we're dealing with invasive species now. What's up? Can we have a conversation about invasive species, please? What I mean by this is this, right? This is what I mean by invasive species, right? So if you're indigenous to the land, right? You know your people come from the land, right? You got your genealogy, you got your history, you got the records, you got everything you got, or you're working towards, stacking up the facts, stacking the facts, fact stacking. Fuck fact checking, we fact stacking. You know what I'm saying? We assist people with fact stacking over here, man. Who are you? And when you learn that, hold on. Yo, my grandmother, my grandfather, and everybody said that, yo, we from right motherfucking here in real time right now, leading up to real time right now. And we ain't never crossbred with no foreigner, period. Yo, we have preserved our natural bloodlines. Guess what? You're a natural species in comparison to that of an invasive species, a foreigner, a colonist, a colonizer that's engaged in the activity of colonization and the usurpation of your resources, because that's what's associated to this shit right here. Your authority is a resource, true or false. The air that you breathe that's of a greater quality that's in Europe, Africa, or Asia. Europe, Africa, Asia. Our American water quality, soil quality, air quality, the quality of the minerals present here, all of that. Our people quality is superior to that of anywhere on this planet, because otherwise, why would they be wanting to leave and abandon their lands of origin? Let's have a conversation about that, huh? I've been inviting people to this conversation over the years. So we can get to the work. We can get to the business at hand. Star Strike, appreciate your presence. Yo, salute, absolutely. Hold on, what guy despises American indigenous people? Who you talking about? I know you talk about right there, Naga Charlie. I know you referring to, but hey, back to this usurpation and invasive species. Now, see, in the oldest documents from a scientific, archaeological, anthropological, ethnographical, literary standpoint, right? They called, and salute to the good peoples, the good Accomack Indians, the good, Pennsylvania, what they want to call Pennsylvania and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, salute to them Indians, man. My guy, Chief Standing Rock, man. Salute to him. Because, yo, he been had this body work like over 20, 30 years ago, man. In regards to indigenous means to come from the land, in addition to the fact that, yo, we were described by foreigners as being of the fauna of the land. That's a Fauna. Fauna. We are associated to the soil, the plants, and everything natural within our environment, this American continent environment. And we can get more definitive when we get into our relationship to the territories that we inhabit, because we inhabit our territories historically, generation after generation after generation, time immemorial. This is our natural ancestry, our natural heritage. We don't have no documentation. We don't have no oral tradition of our people traveling on no boats, conquering the world, and sex trafficking and human trafficking and whatever the fuck they want to call that shit. We was not Moors, and Moors is not us. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is usurpation going into invasive species that ties into colonization. I'm telling y'all the truth. But I need y'all to see it for yourselves, though. I need y'all to engage your own people. I've been encouraging this shit for too many years. And honestly, the level of censorship that I'm dealing with, I'm like, shit, fuck it. I'm just about to invest in corporations. Just go and do my bidding. I don't need to speak to nobody no more. I'll hire somebody to be on YouTube and I'll get them a script. Everything I'm saying to you right now, shit, I can script all of this up easy. I can script all of this up. Already got shit written. Already got it. Already got shit produced. Easy. Already got it. All I gotta do is just hire somebody for it, right? Right? But yo, I'm doing this because I appreciate our people, man. Yo, our natural presence, our natural spirit, our natural energy, and etc., our natural resources, which is ultimately ourselves and what we are related to, all right? We are against colonization by default. That's why they say the youth going crazy generation after generation. The youth is dealing with colonization, and nobody's informing the youth that they're dealing with colonization. Ain't that some monkey shit? Every generation, yo. No, yo, usurpation is not the word of the day when you go to school. Not the word of the month. I mean, shit, we got Black History Month coming up, right? And what they talking about? Reparations? But they're not talking about usurpation, are they? Can there be a conversation about reparations for usurpation and colonization? Can there be that type of conversation included which supersedes that of a so-called Black reparations? See, we got people that abandoned their lands of origin, right? Moriscos, Moranos, them Black folks, them the real Black folks right there. Them the real Black folks. I done showed y'all this in past presentations already. I done showed y'all who the real Black folks is. You know what I'm saying? When your people tell you that, hey, we Indians, we not Black. Fuck you mean? And then you come across a channel like mine where I'm like, hey, I got some legal documentation to show you. Fresh out of county records from the 1617 going into the 1800s, where it says an Indian had to go to court and they had to testify. They had to file an affidavit saying that they are not Black. They are not a Negro. They are not colored. They are not mulatto. They are an Indian. And therefore, as a result of them filing such affidavit and presenting such testimony and providing such witnesses, they get released from bondage. Ain't that some special shit? Like, and fast forward, yo, they done rocked us to sleep, haven't they? We've been rocked to sleep. I mean, population-wise. Because we got some powerful individuals out here. Absolutely, we do. But the powerful individuals that we have, the problem is they don't have the level of resources to communicate truth. Therefore, those that do, the colonists, right? The colonists, well, they're invested in the usurpation of authority. We got so many people that's ignorant of the law. They say ignorance of the law is no excuse. I mean, come on. Okay, so hold on. Let me get this straight real quick. Right? So when you look at the legal definition of minor, minority, and infant, right? I've shown this in the past as well. When you look at those legal definitions, it says that in summary, I'm just summarizing it right now. It says that basically, you are inferior. Now, let me put that in perspective for you real quick. So if infant, minor, and minority means inferior, right? Then what happens when you go to the SBA seeking a minority business loan? Huh? What's up with that? And then you have foreigners coming in seeking both those loans, the minority business loan, as well as the other type loans, the non-minority, non-inferior business loans. I mean, like, come on. It's so much going on out here, and it's very unfortunate the truth is not being promoted, man. We got organizations being promoted, individual celebrities. Everybody's so selfish. They conditioned to be selfish. Me, my, and all of that shit. I've heard this before. I've heard it. People want to say, oh, Tony, you say I and me, and I'm like, yo, check it. When I say I'm speaking on behalf of numerous people. When I say so on and so forth. Point being here, we are all being usurped. I'm being usurped. Are you being usurped? Because if you are experiencing usurpation, colonization, and invasion by foreign invasive species, guess what? We're together, aren't we? But let's continue, though. Let me check the comments, too, by the way. Sharon Walker, good day. How you doing? Appreciate your presence. Let's take a look at this real quick. What are invasive species? Look. This is from invasivespeciesinfo.gov right here. Let me drop the link in the chat so y'all can check this out as well. One moment here. Let me put this link in the chat. There you go. Check that out at your convenience, right? Look at this. What are invasive species? Provides the official definition for what are invasive species and related information. Invasive species can be plants, animals, or other living organisms, microbes. Okay, continuing. It says here, as per Executive Order 13-112, an invasive species is a species that is, quote unquote, non-native or alien. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to the term native, right? See, when you look up the term native, as I've shown in past presentations, right? Native means a foreigner born in a region or a country, a territory that's not of its origin. They're just born there. So we must keep elements in mind. We must have fundamental truth. And when I speak to elders, like people like 80 years old, and they telling me history don't matter, but meanwhile, these are legal definitions that go back like 300 years. Should that not have value? When we're dealing with the continuation and perpetration, the perpetuity of events? Because that's what's going on here. The doctrine of discovery, that's perpetual. That means ongoing. That means forever. With no regard. But it needs to be addressed, doesn't it? Continuing here. A quote unquote I'm going to replace native with aboriginal or indigenous, right? to the ecosystem under consideration and whose introduction causes or is likely to cause economic or environmental harm or harm to quote unquote human health. Let me drop this in the chat real quick so y'all can get that too. All right. These are the facts of life right here. These are the facts of life right here. This what's going on, man. These illegal immigrants, man. Migrants. Yeah, they been coming here, right? They got no regard for us. They are all invasive species. As past generations of them have been invasive species. I'm not trying to take too much of your time this AM. You understand? Let's continue. Let's move forward. I'm going to drop in here the Department of Interior document right here. This is a white paper for y'all. Check this out. That's right. Yep. That applies, right? You see that, right? It applies. It applies. Very good. That's what I mean. We have to have conversations about what applies. Like they say, if it don't apply, let it fly, right? We go, hey, I produce nothing but facts over here. Facts that get stacked. I stack facts. I'm a fact stacker. You know what I'm saying? And I got sources, so I'm a sorcerer. I told them other niggas that I'm a sorcerer. I encourage them to be sorcerers when it comes to providing quality information to an audience, right? Come on. What are we talking about out here? Look. Just dating back to 2006, invasive species definition, clarification, and guidance, Department of Interior. Yeah. Some of y'all might be aware of how to get at the Department of Interior on some things. An alien, look, it says, see, the language changed a little bit. It don't say native. It says right here, this particular document in the preamble, you see that right there? Look, Executive Order 13112 defines an invasive species as an alien species whose introduction does or is likely to cause economic or environmental harm or harm to quote unquote human health. I put quotes around human because human legally means a monster. Okay? I don't agree. Like, nobody gonna call me a human. I've said that before as well. I put it on public record. I am not a human. Okay? I am a natural man. Period. Okay? Continue with. In the executive summary of the National Invasive Species Management Plan, the term invasive species is further clarified and defined as a species that is non-native to the ecosystem. Hey, yo, every breed of foreigner is outside of our ecosystem. I mean, see, this is advanced awareness right here. I think over the years, I've encouraged nothing but awareness. Only thing I need from y'all is to become advanced in y'all awareness so we can have greater conversations and we can pursue greater results via greater investments. See, that's what's missing, right? Tyrone Young was good. Yeah, OCO, Alido, Ayo was good. Man, let me drop the link in the chat, man. Let me hear from y'all real quick, man. Let me hear from y'all, man. Cause like I got some more to say, man. I got a couple more tabs to go through. I got tabs lined up. You know what I mean? I ain't got 50 tabs today. You know what I mean? Because I'm not sensitive to it again because I don't even really care like that. But I'm saying though, right? Yeah. If YouTube decide to censor me again, guess what? Yo, I got other plans already. Been had other plans. So goody. I ain't mad. See, I was in motion. Like I had joints lined up for like days after days and weeks after weeks. I was about to go all the way in. And then I got censored, right? But it's okay. That was then. This is now. We're concluding 2023. So it's fine. Yo, Ty, yo, Kai, hey, yo, check it. Feel free to hit the link, yo. I just dropped the link in the chat right there. Yo, as always, man, anybody that pressed that link, yo, don't come on here with no monkey shit. I don't do no circus clown monkey shit. You understand what I'm saying?
What's up?
Yo, Ty, what's good?
Yeah, man, I was listening in on your show, and you said hit the nail on the head with the invasive species thing. Because I've been talking about that same thing for years.
You know what I'm saying?
People
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
get it. Like with that whole thing, African American, they're saying that they're invasive species from Africa, and then on top of that, white people tell them niggas that keep claiming that, oh, I'm an African slave. Look at my DNA test.
Whoa, whoa,
That's
whoa, whoa,
really
whoa,
saying
whoa.
that you're an invasive species to Africa because
Hold
white
on,
people,
hold on. Yo, Tyrone, let's
yeah,
let's double back on that real quick.
mm-hmm,
So when you have an Indian in past centuries,
yeah,
1500s, 16, 17, 1800s, that's being reclassified without their consent, without their authority, without their acknowledgement, etc., right? And
mm-hmm,
they're having to go to court and to clarify for the record that I'm a natural species and not an invasive species.
yeah,
You see, do you see how the language works?
yes, I do.
You see, so now fast forward when we dealing with the promotion of, hey, this is what we're going to do as eugenicists and operatives for eugenicists. We're just going to tell all these people of color, quote unquote, that they're black and they're African American, and then we're also going to encourage them to say "fuck America."
Yep.
And now what happens? Like,
And
yo,
say America's racist and that
you just
our
converted.
destiny lies with immigrating to Africa.
They just converted these
But
converted
then,
natural species into becoming invasive species. Like the conversion of a natural species into an invasive species, or a species that is self-destructive towards its own, which is unnatural
yep.
by default.
But listen to this,
Uh-huh.
because even when they call themselves Africans, white people diminish their quote unquote Africanness by saying that they sub-Saharan, and they can sit up there and delineate people from North Africa to Horn of Africa and Egypt to being Caucasian and white, while niggas that's saying that they're sub-Saharan now because we got Pan-Africans that are so compromised and don't understand the language that is used with these political structures and all that. They are calling themselves invasive species
Yo,
foreign nationals.
hey.
And they can't even point to where a sub-Saharan is.
Yo,
And
tell you
then
like real
when they
shit, yo,
use
where we
that
at right
term,
now? Yo, we don't even have the
mhm,
luxury to even discuss. Huh?
when they use that term,
We don't have the luxury to discuss the ignorance associated to a Pan-African, because a Pan-African ain't doing shit about this goddamn act of colonization other than supporting
no,
it
they're not.
by
They're
way
helping it.
of promoting Pan-Africanism. That's the truth and reality. Pan-Africanism, a Pan-African is supporting colonization. That's just the
Capitalism
truth of the
too.
fact of the matter. Prove me wrong. I invite it. Prove me wrong. Show me how Pan-African is not in the corruption in regards to illegal immigration. All these Africans popping up, guess what? Everybody that's quote unquote pro-black, oh, because that motherfucker looks black, compromised perception of reality in regards to what? You about to be buddy with a foreign criminal that's going to eat chance that they get. I'm just speaking of that. I'm not being paid for this shit. I'm telling you the truth. I mean, yo, how about this, right? Let's jump to some shit, right? Look right here. See, these are government sources right here. Look. Criminal non-citizens statistics. That is being altered. That is being altered to there's corrupt, there's corruption present within the foreign public United States corporation, various departments of the United States and blah, 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 blah. They do what it do. Hold on, man. Say you got problems with my internet. Why I got problems with my internet? Yo, should be no problems with my internet. Come on. My internet good. My internet's good. There we go. Yeah, there you go. You got the link now. Yeah. We need our American people. I'm talking about our natural American bloodline species people securing their positions of authority. That's what we need. We need them with proper financial backing and support. The same way all the corrupt individuals out there and et cetera, they got all the resources. Guess what, yo? If the devil is rich, then why ain't the angels rich? You understand what I'm like?
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it simple for y'all. See, we got people out here that want to talk that we all. And yo, we're not responsible for the world. They called us the New World, and they introduced something called the New World Order. This is what the World Order, as I've defined in past presentations. This is what they didn't tell y'all. Yo, they designated this entire American continent, New World, to be a penal colony for all of their criminal exiles. That's what they didn't tell y'all. I done showed y'all this in past presentations. Tyrone, you caught that?
You said what?
Tyrone.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You caught that asylum for mankind, that how they exiled all their entire criminal populations, huh?
Yes. They even had them set up in
information I shared some years ago?
Yeah.
Very good.
They even had their European criminals up in Hulk ships. These are designed to carry white criminals. They didn't show us any images of Africans being put in Hulk ships, things that are designed to hold human beings as prisoners on the sea. No, they got photos of what they held white criminals in, but they'll give you a drawing and say, this is how your people got over here, but can't find no boat that fits the description of the famous Brooks.
And keep in mind, Tyrone, within that supposed white population, there were Moriscos and Moranos, quote unquote, black skin motherfuckers. Same way you got the pale skins, you also got those black skins. See, This is what they don't want to talk about. And now our American people come in all complexions, all sizes, and etc. Right? True indeed. Thing is, the black skins were camouflage for the introduction of corruption. As we see today, right?
Yep.
Imagine.
Another tactic what Negroes use.
I'm about to jump some tabs real quick.
You know, Tom Hawk, another tactic Negroes use to make themselves foreign national invasive species. They sit up here and tell mythologies of sex, farm, rape, and all these other things, saying that, oh, we're not the indigenous people because the Mongoloid Asians are the originals. It was just a Mongoloid ethno state. If that's the case, then how do you have different racial phenotypes in Asia, Europe, and places outside of Africa that are not one specific phenotype?
This how we body all of that though. This how we body all of that though, right? Because you know, like for me, I don't have the time to engage no crossbred subspecies, no crossbred sub-invasive species. I don't have no.
Yeah, that's what they saying they are. They saying that they're crossbred invasive species, and saying that their own grandparents are liars. But you had whole niggas like the people that went and got their education on Africa from these African free schools started by Alexander Hamilton and John Jay. Them niggas fabricated a royal African identity for themselves. Like Oloda Equiano,
Eldridge. Yo, Tom, Ty, question. You here?
I can't hear him.
Oh, nah, just look at the video. Those are Africans that we looking at that was dropped off in Georgia. This video was done in October.
Why are they dropping off Africans over here? Why are Africans and East Indians coming hopping the Mexican border just to get in here?
You see what I'm saying?
This is what happens when niggas want to homogeneously clump ourselves with an African diaspora, meaning a diaspora is something that Jews came up with, claiming people of the Jewish diaspora to be all one homogeneous group. Like they can pick and choose Asians to be a part of being a Jew. They can pick and choose Latino or Hispanics to be of the Jews. And they can kick out all the black people who say that they're the real biblical Jews and claim ethno state for themselves in what we call the Middle East. So that's what the word African diaspora comes from, them homogenously clumping with black skinned people.
Hey man, you see where I'm at with things, Ty. You know what I mean? Because we've been in contact for some years now, right? Where I'm at right now, yo. You know what I mean? Yo, I'm engaging influential people within communities for capacity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And situation is this. A lot of these people that have influence throughout our communities, etc., a lot of them, they are with whatever fraternities and sororities, Greek letter, African shit. But meanwhile, when you really talk to them behind the scenes, they're like, oh yeah, you know, my grandmother said that we Indian. My father and my mother said that we was Indian. But, you know, I'm like, so therefore, what does that make you? Like, these are the conversations I'm having with these type of people, man. And I'm providing a reality check. Like, you know, it's real wicked, man. It's real wicked when we have new generations of people, all right? Whereas ourselves, like, we're in our youth in comparison to them. Like, they're elders. And they have contracted themselves and they have received all types of accolades and financial stability and this, that, and the other. But meanwhile, our communities wither away, and they're, due to their contracts and etc., they're like, oh, the struggle continues. The struggle goes on. Fuck a struggle going on.
Why can't they bandage?
We need results to
a quote unquote struggle.
Put results in. What can we accomplish? This is what I'm on. How can we prepare for the next 30 days, the next 60, the next 90, $120, so on and so forth, the next year, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years down the line? What can we do today to secure down the line? Because, you know, people want to say things like, oh, Garvey did this, but Marcus Garvey called Fed time for fraud.
And teaming up with the Klan.
Yo.
And eugenics.
Pan-Africans, man, they all was criminals. They was all criminals. And that's the fact. They was all criminals. Just like the dude Al Sharpton. I don't care that he's on NBC. I don't care he got a contract with NBC. A contract with NBC, a contract with the feds, FBI, professional, right? He didn't have a contract with the people. He had a contract with the foreigners, with the colonists, with the invasive species. That's the motherfucking truth out here. That's what I'm on, man. Now, forward, how many Al Sharptons we got running around in the hood? Because shit, via this goddamn entertainment shit that's been created by the CIA, as I done shown y'all, right? CIA created goddamn all the crack shit. HBCU funded in the heights of the crack era.
And they gave us an African holiday from a black woman beating agent.
That's right. All that, what you call that shit? The Kwanzaa shit. Kwanzaa. That's right.
And they got birthed. They got birthed from you know, all the murders that was going on where Indians bought they bought land. They was on land that had gasoline and stuff, and then they were being married with these Ku Klux Klan members that were taking advantage of them and murdering up their people just to get to that land. And they were calling the government to come out there and help stop those murders. And that's where you get your FBI from.
Goddamn Marisco Maranos,
the Osage murders.
Done crossbred. Yo, Tiger, that just sound a little crazy right now. But
Did you hear what I said?
That sound like to me, like the KKK, they was crossbreeding with some smalls. Nah, say that again.
Yeah, they was crossbreeding with these Moors and these Native Americans to prevent Black Americans from getting any power or land or resources. And those Native Americans were betrayed by them white folks, and white people married amongst them while also dick policing niggas from miscegenating. And they try to get allodial rights, and they try to steal their resources, such as the gasoline that was found on their land. But they don't want to talk about like Sarah Recker, a little so-called Black girl who's of Muskogean descent, who got wealth from living on land that had gasoline on it. But they want to talk about some mongoloids. And this is where you get your FBI from, because they were calling out the government to come save some of these Osage natives from getting murdered up by these white men that was trying to poison them to get land out from underneath their fingertips to get access to that gasoline.
That's right. Yeah. Well, man, you're patient. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Copper Indian, appreciate your presence, man. Good to see you. Yo, all I'm saying is this, right? We have to engage in proper information sharing. Let me just go ahead and drop these links. So I dropped that last link right there. Let me drop this other one here as well. Look, increased illegal immigration brings increased crime. Almost 2/3 of federal arrests involve non-citizens, okay?
And they're giving better rights to Hispanic and Latino immigrants by making them police officers. They're bringing in all these illegal drugs into the Black community, which Black people aren't the ones that's smuggling crack and weed and all these fentanyls and addictive drugs into the country up their assholes or anywhere in their orifices, and smuggling through bags and stuff like that. Nobody's doing that in the Black community, and we're certainly not manufacturing these illegal weapons.
Countries of origin. Having females from their countries of origin, right? Swallowing surgically implanted, smuggling, and etc. Right? I mean,
Yep.
these are the elements in which, is not being discussed within our communities. I mean, they have
Our people,
a criminal
our people go to
population.
Latin America to go get surgeries and stuff like that, and they can't walk certain areas because they gangs out there looking to kill random tourists.
Well, I mean, I can't speak into what you just said right there, because it's different aspect, what I'm saying, activity and all of that. What I can say is, you have a lot of ignorant people doing a lot of ignorant shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I can say. Now, what I'm encouraging here today is awareness among people, how to identify colonization, usurpation, invasive species, and the criminal and organized criminal activity that is present within our territories, and the opportunity that we have to address this shit correctly by being aware. That's what I'm on. I don't care, like the Pan-Africans, everything it's all failed. I don't care how much money they made. How much money a Pan-African made is not success to me. That does not measure success.
What measures success is if you got weapons, you got
no measure by inviting
institutions,
usurpation, and invasive species. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Our youth don't know their ancestors. Our youth are being told to take a fucking imaginary DNA test. I mean, shit, I done showed this shit that was on congressional record. Everybody over the years have shown the work of Tyrone Street and Safa Karu, where they represented what was shown on 60 Minutes, etc., where Rick Kittle's name, goddamn,
really,
what is the monkey name? Rick Kittle's
Henry Louis Gates.
I forgot that other monkey.
You know Henry Louis Gates.
That's the other monkey name. That monkey, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's right. It's on congressional record.
Yeah.
That shit has no value beside you in regards to ideology. Then continuing in recent years, right? Literally, in China has bought all the motherfucking U.S. genetic ancestry motherfucking data, and they are, as a result, developed. And nobody wants to talk about that shit within the quote-unquote conscious community.
Nope, they don't. They don't. And here's the thing: the point of them DNA tests, isn't it supposed to put reparations in these niggas' pockets? Because Henry Louis Gates, he was exposed in the North Korean Sony hack and doxed by the North Koreans in Amy Pascal's emails for hiding white celebrities' slave-owning ancestry. So niggas ain't put two and two together and rubbed their little brain cells together and thought, oh, hey, if he's hiding Ben Affleck's or Anderson Cooper's own slave-owning genealogy, hey, let me look up my genealogy and see if I'm related to them motherfuckers so I can take them to court and sue them for everything they have for my damn reparations. No, niggas worried about, oh, let me get sold in optics to move to Africa by getting random percentages of random West African tribes and claim, oh, this is my heritage. Yeah, this is my heritage. I got 26% Nigerian. Wow. That's not going to help you in the long run of getting land. That's not going to help you in the long run from getting resources. All it is just selling you a Wakanda timeshare and selling you tourism and getting told lies about a damn fort that was built by a mulatto woman.
Species. How about that? Say with me about it. Talk to me about what you got in your DNA. You said you got 26 what? You got 10% what? Invasive species in you? Ain't that some shit? Because I'm 100% motherfucker, and I'll be goddamn.
And then they tell them that they only got 1%. They say they got 1% Native American. So if that's the case, Indians were already
Native
used
American,
as
the political
like,
party, right? 1% political party.
So get this, bro. Get this. So niggas fall for tall tales like, yeah, Indians were the majority slaves in the 13 colonies because Europeans were utilizing Indians as allies to conquer different factions because they were warring and beefing with rival tribes, right? And so those Indian mercs,
they was also staging conflicts. Keep in mind, other arts of war entail enemies.
Yep.
Okay.
So those Indian slaves,
warfare, when you imperson the enemy.
Yeah. And so those Indian slaves were there for like from 1500 to 1790, right? And all of a sudden, white people had a epiphany and wanted to feel sorry for Indians being slaves and said that they all died out from drapetomania dysphagia and the AKA runaway disease, and they had to go get some alleged Africans to replace their demographic. Okay, if we're going to go by this African story, Henry Louis Snakes said that only 92,000 of them motherfuckers were brought in to breed and have invasive species hybrids with these Native Americans to produce your modern African American slave population, right? So if that's the case, why don't we find sub-Saharan DNA in these Native Americans?
Out of the late 1800s going to the early 1900s. Absolutely. Yo, Todd, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm not doing a 2-3 hour long live today. We about to hit an hour right now. I'm about to get up out of here. I got work to do. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Todd.
Got you.
Yo, you got my number, Todd. Your film fishes on some things, you know what I mean? But once again,
yes, sir.
The purpose of this right here, the theft of our legacy. All right, the theft of our American legacy. Yo, that's dealing with colonization. Look up colonization for yourself. Observe how colonization, the definition, relates to gentrification. Okay, keep that in mind. I've said this before. I'm just reiterating past discussions and presentations and all of that. Combine that with usurpation, okay? Now combine that with invasive species and what we see going on right now with all the goddamn illegal criminal aliens. They are all invasive species. Invasive species destroy the natural environment and the natural inhabitants. Come on. I mean, what are we really talking about out here? What are we really seeing? Are we perceiving things correctly or incorrectly? Are we seeing things intelligently, like natural intelligence versus artificial intelligence? I mean, I'm just encouraging advanced awareness at this point. Like for years, I've encouraged awareness. I'm encouraging advanced awareness at this point because we should be over this shit right now. We should be beyond, like, we should have by now. I mean, like, yo, I told y'all, some of y'all witnessed what happened against me a few years ago. Motherfuckers conspired, sabotage work. It is what it is. They got that off. And as a result, I got to see people take losses. My mind is on populations. Our population can afford no more losses. What can we do to stabilize and therefore prevent more losses where we can focus on flourishing, growth, progress, etc.? I keep it real simple. Our youth deserve a better experience. That better experience requires an investment. Who wants to participate in the investment? That's what's on my mind. Same way they invested in all these illegal, invasive species. Yo, can we invest in our natural, lawful species as Americans? Can we invest in our natural American species? How about that shit? I'm concluding right there, man. My intro's my outro. My outro's my intro. I know how I go. Appreciate y'all. Tomahawk Tony. Cowboy season is over. Scalp season is on. A4 Truth. A4 Pure. Hey, y'all stay healthy. Y'all stay strong.
Tomahawk! How we gonna do it? The hard way! How we gonna do it? The hard way! How we gonna do it? The hard way!
But you're not black. Remember, we only kill black people. Yeah, we only kill black people, right?
Tomahawk! How we gonna do it? The hard way! How we gonna do it? The hard way! How we gonna do it? The hard way!
Abanki Palami, Igbi, Atak, Intikba, Atak Shanspo, Maliki Okla, Okcha, Abahanta, Chatayakni, Anli, Yukpali, Ishkifa Nishkin, Oglush Enla, Abenili, Chata Atak Ishkafushi. Almighty Creator, ancestors, our American people, awake. This is divine sacred Chata land. Be faithful, be exalted. Foreign nations, colonists. You are in the eye of the tomahawk.